A plus 155 player prop for this week 6 Thursday night football game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. If you want to get weird, this video is for you. I'm going to break it down with all of the analysis. Welcome to the channel. My name is Peter Apple, and this is the home for all of my NFL picks moving forward. So the best way to never miss a play, all I ask, hit that big red subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment down below. So again, we can talk about all the plays, give me feedback on mine. I'll give you feedback on yours. I love chopping it up in the comment section below. A reminder that you can find all of my picks on BetMGM. Remember to use code JustGridiron if you're new, because if your first pick loses, you're going to get it all back in bonus bets up to $1,500. Don't just leave this free offer on the table. A reminder, it's code JustGridiron on BetMGM. Let's do a quick recap of week 5 like we do on every Thursday night football video, but last week I didn't have a Thursday night football video. Just didn't like the game between the Niners and the Rams, so it was a pass for me. And then on Sunday, not a lot of volume. I gave out 3 plays, but Brock Bowers was one of them, and he didn't end up suiting up. So we just had 2 plays, and we went 1-1. But luckily, we profited a little bit because we took Cam Scatterbo over 2.5 receptions at plus 115. But what in the world was I thinking? This guy right here told you to take the Jets money line. Maybe you should never trust me again. Honestly, I don't even know if I trust myself. Watching that game, I was laughing. But luckily, we profited. But then on Monday, I redeemed myself. Jaguars plus 3.5 against the Chiefs. Cash. I mean, what a game. And it was so good too, not only for our wallet in the meantime, but Jaguars over 7.5 wins is in a great spot right now. 4-1, we'll take it. Let's see if they can beat the Seahawks, who are on the under. But let's talk about this player prop. All right. We're going to fade Jackson Dart in his first divisional game. Eagles are big favorites with a low total, and after 2 weeks of film, I think they're going to give him real issues in this one. Without any major weapons at his disposal to throw to, I think this specific way of fading him is the best value in this game. Now, the Giants offense, they've looked competent between the 20s, but in the red zone, it tells a completely different story. They rank dead last in completion percentage inside the red zone, despite leading the league in attempts, an unsustainable mix of inefficiency and volume. Even with Jackson Dart kind of injecting some life into this unit, his production, by the numbers, has been middling at best. He ranks 33rd in EPA per dropback, 29th in success rate, illustrating how little efficiency there has been when the Giants actually drop back to throw. Dart's game kind of lacks that explosive element that can bail out inefficient offenses, at least through the air. Right, through 2 starts, he has 0 explosive passes and is still without his top target in Malik Neighbors. Against a Philadelphia secondary that ranks 4th in red zone completion percentage allowed and 5th in explosive pass rate allowed, I think he's going to have a lot of troubles through the air, especially because DC Vic Fangio now has 2 weeks of film on this kid, and his scheme is designed to disguise and simulate pressures, concepts that routinely challenge inexperienced quarterbacks. Dart has already taken 5 sacks, and per FTN Fantasy, every one of them has been graded as a quarterback-caused pressure. So we see in the picture now, this matchup is a nightmare. Philadelphia has yielded the 4th fewest passing touchdowns and ranks 4th in overall success rate against the pass. After a frustrating home loss to Denver, I expect a really focused effort from a veteran Eagles defense eager to reassert themselves. The one crack, though, in that defense is their run defense. They're 31st in success rate and 24th in EPA per rush. That tells me head coach Brian Daboll is probably going to lean into a run-heavy game plan that incorporates Dart's legs rather than his arm. If New York falls behind and Dart is forced into frequent dropbacks, the likelihood of negative plays, I think, only increases. And give credit to the Eagles secondary. They don't just have these good stats because they haven't faced anybody. They faced a lot of good quarterbacks this year and still have limited passing touchdowns at an elite rate. They started off with Dak, who didn't throw one, then Mahomes, who threw 1, then Stafford and Baker threw 2, but they also are top 3 in the NFL in passing touchdowns. And then Bo Nix only threw 1. They have faced 4 quarterbacks now, in the top 9 of passing touchdowns and still ranked towards the bottom of passing touchdowns allowed. Eagles are -7.5. Total is 39.5. And we know the Eagles. They're the kings of getting a lead and taking the air out of the football. I think we're going to have to sweat garbage time, but just because they're moving the ball late in the game, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work. And a touchdown could also come via the ground or with Dart's legs himself. At plus 155, the implied odds of that, or applied percentage, 39%. I think that underrates how poor this matchup is, right? Because Dart has thrown 3 passing touchdowns in 2 games. But I project this closer to plus 110, 47% implied probability. It's roughly an 8% edge. With the combination of red zone inefficiency and elite opponent pass defense, and a rookie quarterback still getting his legs under him in a divisional game in prime time where the Eagles want to assert themselves, Jackson Dart under half a passing touchdown is my favorite bet at plus 155, and I would take it down to plus 135 again as I make the true line plus 110. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I feel good about this one. This one's going to be sneaky. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, if you do, make sure to let me know in the comment section below and hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown. And make sure to subscribe as my Sunday video will be out soon. And of course, Monday Night Football and for the rest of the season and beyond. We just have to remember one thing. It's not gambling advice.